What's up, seventh graders? We are back. This is 3.4, example 1, and now we are solving equations using multiplication and division. And remember, multiplication and division are inverse operations. So in order to undo these and solve for the variable, you need to do the inverse operation. Okay, so here's a couple examples, and this says solve x divided by 3 equals negative 6. And so divided by 3 means the inverse would be multiply by 3. So let's have these steps handy when you're doing your assignment, and the steps are in blue. So first you want to write the equation on paper. So you have x over 3 equals negative 6. Then you're going to use the multiplication property of equality and undo the division. So because this is x divided by 3, if I multiply both sides by 3, these cancel out, and I'm left with just x on the left. And then I multiply 3 times negative 6, and I get negative 18. So here's your steps on that, and just remember to undo the division, you're going to multiply by the number. So divided by 3, multiply by 3, and you end up with just x all alone. So in this one, it says solve 18 equals negative 4y. Now this is multiplication, right? So negative 4 times y. So what I'm going to do is divide to undo the multiplication. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. So on this one, sorry, this is lagging a little bit. On this one, I'm going to write the equation on my paper again, so I have it nice and lined up. Then I'm going to use the division property of equality. So because this is negative 4 times y, I'm going to divide by negative 4. So negative 4 divided by negative 4 just gives me 1. So y is now all alone. And if I do it to this side, I have to do it to this side. So I'm undoing the multiplication by dividing. Simplify, you end up with 18 divided by negative 4 is negative 4.5 equals y. And then I'm all done. And these ones, you can check your answer by plugging it back into the original and making sure that it works out. All right, let's take a look at some more here. So we have c divided by 8 equals negative 7, and negative 5 times p equals negative 32. Let's see how they do it.
Solve the equation c divided by 8 equals negative 7. The first thing we want to do is rewrite the equation. C divided by 8 equals negative 7. Notice that c is being divided by 8. So, to undo division, you want to use multiplication. Using the multiplication property of equality, we can multiply each side of the equation by 8. Now we're ready to simplify. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So on the left-hand side of the equation, we have 1c, but we can just write c. On the right-hand side of the equation, we have 8 times negative 7, which is negative 56. So the solution to the equation is c equals negative 56. We can check this back into the problem. Using the original equation, substitute negative 56 in for c. And then we check, does the left-hand side equal the right-hand side? Since negative 7 equals negative 7, the solution checks. So, the solution to the equation, c divided by 8 equals negative 7, is negative 56. Let's try another one. Solve the equation negative 5p equals negative 32. So the first thing we want to do is write the equation. Negative 5p equals negative 32. Notice that p is being multiplied by negative 5. So to undo multiplication, we want to use division. Using the division property of equality, we can divide each side of the equation by negative 5. Now let's simplify. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. So on the left-hand side of the equation, we have 1p. but we can just write p. On the right-hand side of the equation, we have negative 32 divided by negative 5, which is 6 4/10. So the solution is p is equal to 6 4/10. Now we can check our solution back into the original equation. You want to substitute 6 4/10 in for p, and then check, does the left-hand side equal the right-hand side? Because negative 32 is equal to negative 32, the solution checks. So,
All right, there you have it. Make sure you have those examples written down so you can refer to them. And now we're going to try a few on your own. So we have 3 problems here. I want you to try these. So we have x divided by 5 equals negative 2, negative a equals negative 24, and 3 equals negative 1.5n. Okay, so here I'm going to multiply both sides by 5. Here, I don't want a negative, so I'm going to divide by negative 1. And here, I'm going to divide by negative 1.5. So just imagine there's a 1 here, right? So once you do these, you should end up with x equals negative 10, a equals 24, and n equals negative 2. So if I divide by negative 1 here, and divide by negative 1.5 here, and multiply by 5 here, that's the answers that you should get. So if you're not sure how to get those, make sure you come to the Google Meets. All right? That's it for example 1. I'll see ya.